Tyler, I am so proud of you. I am so proud of you. Oh my goodness. And I'm like, come on through, Cookie. I'm going up on my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag and all its forms. What, Cookie? Okay. So I'm so excited, you guys. Thank you for clicking on the video. Have Nots is back. This is season 4, episode 12. Now listen, we done been on our little hiatus. We came back. I am so goddamn proud of Tyler Perry. He killed everybody. I was so happy. Wyatt is dead. Yes, God. Maggie is fucking dead. Yeah. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Because I said, we're not going to do this. Maggie being at the front door, being shot several times at point blank range and not be dead. That bitch is dead as a fucking doorknob. Bam, bam, bam. Cut her gut with a hot one, land on the ground. I said, okay. That was like when we opened up. They shot Maggie, but now what was real stupid? Shot Maggie, and then the gunman runs out, and the cops end up shooting him dead. That was kind of, I don't know that, a Marks, no, he wouldn't be a marksman. He's an old ghetto-ass motherfucking shooter. But really, you shoot a bitch and then run out the front door? That wasn't believable. But whatever. We got to do whatever we got to do. Veronica, that evil, nasty whore, she literally, I got my life. That bitch, she said, oh! And then she going to lean down behind the little thing and say, oh, my poor Maggie. What am I going to do without Maggie? I said, you are evil and you are the devil, and I live for it. She really is. Just as happy with herself, but Maggie's ass is gone. I'm going to skip right ahead because in the last part of the show is where we end up seeing, there's all the commotion. They're getting all that together. David's still running around town and it's all too late. He gets there. He sees the commotion. He doesn't even get out of the car. He pulls up and he's like, oh my God, that's my wife. That's my wife. And he just takes off. I said, he is going to fuck Jim Cryer up. And he did. He went back to the jail, blackmailed, slid the little guard somebody and told him, come on there and open that cell and turn your back. He went in there and he went and commenced to beating the shit out of Jim Cryer. I'm like, okay, again, that's, Tyler Perryism, all that in and out of the jail like that. And the whole thing, Candace's money got approved. And just how, I'm loving how we're supposed to believe that Jim Cryer is literally just conducting business like he's at his office, but he's down at the jail. And it went too far when the banker was in the jail, the little setting room, and then the banker leaves out, and then Jim sits there and gloats in the fact that he got Candace all jammed up because they're going to foreclose on her property in 14 days. And he's gloating, and then he's going to say, guard, like the guards work for him. You're an inmate. Inmates don't talk to the guards like that. When the man would have left out, so the fuck with him. Whatever. I'm going to give you that, Tyler, because you did good with killing everybody. And then I tell y'all Wyatt is dead. Wyatt is dead. Dead, dead, dead. And wait a minute. And then I laugh because the motherfucking, the manager of the hotel and one of the maitre d's was standing there going to say, goddamn junkies always coming to our hotel to give our hotel a bad name. I said, oh, okay. But yeah, he dead as hell. Laying there slumped over the thing. His good junkie ass. So I'm glad that they wrote him out. Yeah, because you needed to do something, Tyler, to make us pay attention. I'm so here for it. So that was cool. So We got Hannah's ass is still running around on the bus stop being mad about everything because Candace done cold cocked her ass while they was in the midst of their little shit. And Betty begging her to go over his house and all of this. They go back and forth. That scene was just really, it was too much. It was too long. It went on for like 20 minutes. He basically, she talks him out of suing the Criers. He tells her he'll make a deal with her if she come and live with him. Everything's fine. But little do he know, you ain't gonna have a house in a minute anyway. In 14 days, you and your mother gonna have that homeless gleam in y'all's eye. But whatever. So she agreed to all that. Then she told him, "You go over." Since Candace, she said, "I need to go back to Candace just one more time and ask her for that baby." And he's like, "She is not giving you the baby." She'll say, "Well, you ask her for him then." Benny he did go over. He went over to Candace to ask her about the baby. Before that happened, Jeffrey and Candace actually had a conversation. They went through this whole long scene. It was too long too. Trying to figure out why Veronica knows all the shit that she knows. And they're blaming each other back and forth. And then Jeffrey's like, "My mother just good. The bitch just knows shit. That's just the way it is." So, she's saying, what are we going to do? This, that, the other. And Jeffrey said, I'm going to have to get her before she gets me. Flat out. It is what it is. And, he went through this whole thing of saying how he wasn't, he's tired. Like, he's very tired of the back and the forth and the push and the pull. And I'm not nasty and mean like you two bitches. But yes, Jeffrey, you actually are. You really are. It's in there. And you tap into it when you need to. And we're going to get back to that. Just hold on with me. But anyway, so they do all that. In the midst of that, Candace gets the call from the banker that tells her he's going to approve the money. She calls War, tells War that she got the money. She's going to have the money in 2 days. He's like, all right. So he's like, come and meet me. Meet me at the tow yard. She like, all right. So she ends up changing into this little red dress. Little cute little red dress. It's a cute little, like a red sundress, lace sundress. Very provocative, and a pair of Louboutins. She goes on out there. Bitch is looking good. Him and her go back and forth. We watch him go in and out of his crazy. He's mad, and then he's looking at her, and he's, yeah, what you got under that motherfucking dress? He go back and forth. And I'm like, you know what, Tyler? I'm not giving you any more passes. I don't need to see War rape Candace not one more time. Not one more time. I just don't. I'm tired of that. This motherfucker just raping you once or twice a week. The fuck. This time he gonna take her and take the pussy all up against the motherfucking wire fence. Against the fence. And the whole time there's this conversation going on. Him and her having this conversation. Benny's partner, I can't even think of the little guy, the little Italian guy. He's in the back of the flatbed, some convenient Tyler Perryism. He in the flatbed fucking some random stink box. And they like being quiet and they're listening to the whole conversation between War and Candace. Because remember, he had questions about, what's really going on with Benny and Candace and where the money came and all of this shit. So he got all that information now. Okay, so in the midst of all that little conversation that Jeffrey and Candace had, Candace finds out that good old nasty Benny been bumping uglies with Veronica. And she didn't want to believe it, but it was what it was. So when Benny actually came to the house, Benny showed up at the house. He was actually sitting there waiting on Candace when she came back from the little meeting with War. And her whole thing, she kept asking War, don't hurt Benny, don't hurt Benny, don't hurt Benny. And he's like, yeah, I don't want to hurt Benny, but I will fuck Benny up. Whatever. So they go back and forth. Benny never even got the chance. Well, no, I'm lying. He did get the chance. He did end up asking her about the baby for the mother. She was like, hell no. I'll put him with a pack of dogs before I put him with her ass. Then he asked her, well, let him take him. She said, I wouldn't give you my baby. That's just like giving my baby to her. You playing games. You get your fucking ass on out of here. So they go back and forth. Then he kept pushing her about where she got the money from. So she ends up telling him, I'm Jim Cryer's woman. He's like, oh, you're a prostitute? And she ain't like the words that he coming out of his mouth. And she's looking at him. He gonna keep on kind of pushing the deal. Oh, so you're his whore? You know, she's like, I'm his woman. You know, so then she goes in her safe, pulls out pictures. Remember the blackmail pictures and the videos and all that shit that she had. And he's like, I don't want to see no more of this, that thing, the other. And she basically threw some shit back at him. So, yeah, but you fucking old nasty ass Veronica. Really? So just shut up. Don't start judging me. He got his ass on up out of there at that point. Okay, so we got all that out of the way. So then we got Jeffrey. Jeffrey's at the hotel. And some woman, raggedy bitch, trying to come on to Jeffrey, which I understand, girl. I understand. She was wanting it, honey. And he was giving her, if you don't get away from me, bitch, I am not interested. So she ends up getting all nasty and ends up throwing a drink on Jeffrey. And he's like, you crazy bitch. You know, this, that, thing, the other. And they had a little exchange of words. And then this other woman steps in. She's like, you know, you don't have to be rude. We're so sorry. You know, this, that, the other. And he's like, just get your friend and get away from me. This, that, thing, the other. And they said something, and somebody blurted out his name. Said Mr. Harrington, something or other. And she said, oh my God, I can't be talking to you. I'm the judge on your mother, on your parents' case. Tyler Perry is another strange coincidence. And everybody goes to this hotel to hang out. Okay, whatever. So as that's going on, he's looking at her, she's looking at him. Then the policeman walks up, the one that likes to fondle Jeffrey's butt and ding dong. He walks up, finds out the judge is his wife. So Jeffrey goes smooth into his Candace and Veronica mode. And she told the cop, talk to him, let him know that we apologize, that but I can't be talking to him. You know, I'm the judge on the case that he's involved. And she leaves. He goes over and say some smart shit to Jeffrey. Jeffrey told him, you meet me in room, whatever the room number was, in 15 minutes, and do not be late. Bring your motherfucking ass on up there. So Jeffrey gets him up there. Jeffrey ends up reading his ass for dust again about all his issues and his insecurities and the fact that he hates his motherfucking self because he is a sweet bottom goddamn sissy. And then he seduces him. He takes his motherfucking shirt off and gets to seduce him. And I said, child, yes, God, Jeffrey. So Jeffrey is basically, he told him, we gonna help each other. You gonna help me and I'm gonna help you. And I said, okay. So I'm waiting to see where we get ready to go with all this. But I know Jeffrey's going to use him as a pawn in the plan to get back at Veronica and fuck up his mind with it all together too. Now the only thing I'm worried about with Jeffrey is, Jeffrey is prone to these little white men, honey. So I'm hoping Jeffrey don't fall in love with him, especially after he finds out that motherfucker Wyatt done kicked the bucket, honey. Wyatt is gone, baby. Gone. Wyatt done cashed in his chips and left the casino. Anyway, but that was it. That was all we got. This was pretty good. It was pretty good. I can't wait till next week. All right, y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.